Hey, this is Joe. Thanks for watching. So I want to powder coat the shift knob from my Subaru. So this is actually an aftermarket shift knob. It's weighted. This originally was painted white, and the paint started chipping after 5 years of use. So I used some aircraft remover to remove all of the paint, and you can see it's in really great condition. I'm gonna powder coat it a translucent red. Powder coating is really nice because it's a super durable surface. It's really hard to scratch. It's really hard to remove unless you get the temperature back up to 400 degrees, which is what I'm gonna use my oven for. And I'll walk you through the process. And it's nice when you can get an oven that's, obviously this oven is not massive, but it does allow me to do a bunch of different parts when I'm working on, say, motorcycle or a couple other things. So this should be perfect. I think the biggest challenge with this is going to be getting it on the grill so that I can actually powder coat this without it touching. So what I think I'm going to use is, I have some aluminum stock. I'm gonna cut this down, and then I'll probably just put it on top of this piece of steel, so I at least have a flat surface after I powder coat it, and then hopefully that will stay right side up in the oven. I'll cook it for about 20 minutes, pull it out, let it dry, and then it's ready to use. That's the other nice thing about powder coating is, you know, it's pretty quick to lay down. It lays down really evenly as long as your surface has been prepped well. I think it lays down a lot better than paint most of the time. And then you can use it, right? 20 minutes in the oven and then 20 minutes to cool down, right? You're ready to start using it. There's no, you know, waiting 24 hours, 48 hours for paint to dry. So the powder coating set that I bought was from Eastwood. And then I found this Jegs oven. I think I bought this off of Amazon. I think this was $200. I think the powder coating system from Eastwood was, I think that was under $100. And then you obviously have to buy the powder as well. So I'm going to cut this down, make sure I leave enough so that I can actually pick it up without touching the piece once it has powder all over it. And then I'll see if I can get it to balance on this piece of steel as well. I'll get this lined up. Make sure this is held in properly. That worked really well, and it was nice and quick. I'm going to remove the old powder coating container, right? So you can see that I had black in there. So I took the air compressor and I blew off the powder coating gun. It's really easy just to spray off the majority of the powder. Make sure you spray inside, make sure it's all clean. And now I can put the red powder into the clean bottle. And then I'll screw this onto the bottom. So I will attach this end here. I'll then plug the powder coating system in. So I plugged my air compressor in. I made sure that it was set to no more than 8 PSI, so really low. And then I have a button, so all I have to do is when I click this button, it's going to charge the piece, and then I'm going to use the powder coating system to spray around the object, and you'll see it will start to cover it. And then we need to make sure that we get full coverage. So I'll go around the piece. The other nice thing is if you mess up, you can always blow off the powder and then start again. So it does look like we have pretty good coverage. You can see we didn't use much powder at all. It went pretty quickly. So I'm just gonna rotate it and make sure. And it's also a good idea to take a light and make sure you did get coverage everywhere that you wanted. That looks really good. And now the tricky part is getting it in without messing up any of the powder. All right, the piece is in. So now we're gonna let it bake for 20 minutes at 400 degrees and we'll see how it turns out. So we're about halfway in and this is what it looks like so far. So you can see it's pretty shiny. It looks like we've got pretty good coverage all the way around, which is good. So we'll let it bake for another 10 minutes. All right, so we're just about at the 20-minute mark. So I'm gonna open the door so that we can take a look. So it looks like we've got a really nice translucent finish on this powder coat. I'm gonna let it just sit and dry in there with the door open. So I'm gonna turn off the heat. I'll unplug the oven. And then once this cools down, because right now, I'm sure it's a little hot. Right now it's at 300 degrees. Right under it is 300 degrees. I will grab this. So as you can see, it turned out really nicely. Underneath, maybe we could have covered it a little bit better, but it is going to be facing down, so you're not going to see it. But it looks really nice. So I installed the shift knob in my WRX. I really like the color. Because it's a translucent, it actually reflects off of the aluminum that you can see underneath. What's also nice about this is going to be more damage resistant. So I wear rings. Sometimes when you're shifting, right, the ring can contact it, and it did hit the paint a couple times when I was shifting, and it did chip that paint, but here the powder coat is going to be much more scratch resistant. I think the shift knob goes really well inside the car because there are a lot of red accents. You can see I have a lot of threading around the steering wheel and the interior. So that is the other color that you see a lot in here. All right, well, thanks for watching.